Good afternoon. My name is Maya Austin, and I am presenting our Hambrick Elementary 2020-2021 Early Childhood Family Involvement Plan. Here we have our table of contents. We will have our introduction first, the need for our family involvement plan, then our philosophical foundation in which our plan is based on, and then the description of the model in which our plan is based on as well. We will also have the components of the family involvement plan explained, the benefits that our families, students, and overall school will receive from implementing the family involvement plan, how we will communicate and collaborate with our families to implement the family involvement plan, and the timeline in which the plan will be implemented. We will also have the obstacles that we may face while trying to implement this plan. And then I'm going to talk about the personal benefits that this has bestowed upon me by completing this assignment, and then my references. Our introduction. So who are our families? Well, our school is Hambrick Elementary. We are located in Stone Mountain, Georgia, in DeKalb County School District. And we are a Title I school where every student receives free lunch. Our stats are our student body population is 57% low socioeconomic status, 64% of our African American, 16% are Asian Pacific Islander, 10% are Hispanic, 6% is multiracial, 1% is American Indian/Alaskan, 9% has a disability, and 25% of our students are English language learners. The need. Why do we need this new family involvement plan? Okay, well, first let's address our families. The families that we have are single parent households, two parent households, and extended families households. And so why do we need this plan? What are their needs? Well, our English language learners are having trouble understanding the language of the school. All right, they are also during this time having difficulty working on their Chromebooks, using the Chromebooks, and just navigating through different online platforms. Our single parent households in particular are dealing with financial issues, hectic work schedules, unemployment, lack of transportation, lack of family support, and just childcare issues. And then our two parent households and extended families, due to the global pandemic and COVID-19, they are just dealing with financial issues and unemployment. All right, our philosophical foundation. What philosophy is our family involvement plan based on? And it is based on Urie Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. And Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory is a model that consists of different contexts that influence children. And the different contexts not only influence the children, but they influence each other. Okay, so it is composed of 5 different parts. The first part is the microsystem, and it contains interactions between the child, family members, friends, neighbors, and teachers. And then the next part is the mesosystem. It explains how the different interactions in the microsystem work together to impact the child. And then the exosystem includes institutions in which the child may not have direct contact with, but impacts the child. So if our state government or federal government makes a law or creates a bill that may have a direct impact on the child, it doesn't direct the child, but it can eventually influence the child. So we have to pay attention to who we're voting for and watch and be on the lookout for those policies that may affect our students. The macro system contains the influence that society as a whole impacts, how it impacts children, okay? And it can be race, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, their religion, their language, or their geographical location. And one example would be how police brutality and the protests are affecting our students, our African American students, our Hispanic students, who are seeing this on the news on a daily basis. And then our chronosystem is our last part, and it contains the influence of the historic time in which children are living in. So right now we are going through a global pandemic, and they're having to undergo changes. Our students can't go to school. Our children are having to go out and wear masks. this is going to impact the children who are living through this. Okay. And we chose that because we want to create a family involvement plan that that looks at the entire child and addresses the entire child's needs and their family's needs. Now, the description of the model in which our family involvement plan is based on is Joyce Epstein's Family School Partnerships Framework. Okay, and it has 6 components. The first component is parenting, and that is the school providing our parents and families with education on child development, parenting skills, parent education, assistance in receiving health, nutrition, and other services, and helping them create an at-home learning environment. Another component is volunteering. The staff in the school going out and recruiting, training, and scheduling volunteers from our families. We also have decision making, promoting for parents and families, asking them to join PTOs and PTAs so that they can become involved in the decisions that the schools makes towards curriculum and reform and repairs. And then communicating is another part of it, and that is just communicating to families about students' academic progress and different school programs that may be beneficial for their student. We also has learning at home, where the schools educate the families on how they can continue the learning at home. And then collaborating with the community, that's just introducing families to different community resources and services that they can utilize to benefit their families. Okay, and the next part is components of the family involvement plan. So we will be reaching out, our homeroom teachers will send out personal invitations to our families to recruit volunteers. And the homeroom teachers will be responsible for training volunteers on school and classroom rules, how to use our copy machines, confidentiality rules, and on instructional techniques that volunteers can use to help our students during class. We will also have our family engagement events. We will have a back to school night, a new student family transition night, pre-K family transition night, family literacy night, family math night, and family cultural night. Representatives from the different organizations and programs within the community will be invited to attend each school event so that our families can be introduced to the resources that are in the community that can help them. Professional development, teachers will receive training on how to engage in facilitative communication that is necessary. We have to stop talking to parents and to families. We need to learn how to just collaborate with our families to see what are their needs, what are their concerns, and how we can help them and their children succeed academically. A planning group will be formed to plan the different family events, and a committee will involve family members, staff and teachers, administrators, students, resource personnel, and community liaisons. The benefits, how will this benefit our families, our students, and our school? Benefits for our students, they could earn better grades and test scores. They may avoid grade retention. They will most likely attend school on a regular basis and have better social skills. They will be able to better adapt to challenges that occur, and they may also receive a more accurate diagnosis in terms of their educational placement. They may also see fewer behavior issues and graduate and hopefully attend college or trade school. Benefits for our families, hopefully this plan will lead to an improvement in their education and an increase in their confidence. They hopefully will get a better understanding of their children's skills, abilities, and development. They can understand how to handle parenting issues and just have a more positive attitude about their child's education and have less mistaken assumptions about their teachers' attitudes, their abilities, and their motives. Benefits for our school, we hope for higher test scores on state assessments, increase in our school safety, and maybe more financial benefits so that we can pour more of that into support for our students. Communication and collaboration. How will we communicate with our parents? We will share this plan at a virtual meeting on Zoom, and we will offer this meeting 3 times during the day that we choose. The first meeting will occur at 10 a.m., the second one will occur at 2 p.m., and the last one will occur at 6 p.m. And we are doing this so that we can accommodate those families who work at different times of the day. Um, each family will receive an electronic copy of their family involvement plan in their home language. It will be emailed, and the meeting will be promoted on Hambrick's website, on our Class Dojo pages, and robocalls and texts will be sent out as well. Okay, families will be able to provide feedback at the end of the meeting, but they will also be able to give feedback and suggestions in the form of an online survey that will also be provided in their home language. Our timeline. So we hope for May through August that electronic surveys be sent out to families in their home language. And the surveys will address the family's interests, their concerns, their questions they may have, their transportation needs, their childcare needs, their work hours, what their home language is, and their technology experience. In the first week of June, a community meeting with our families from our school will be held to discuss their goals, their challenges, and their needs. And then for the rest of June and through July, the planning committee that will be formed after our first initial community meeting, planning committee will be formed, and they will plan the back to school night, pre-K family transition night, and our new student family transition night. And in the last week of July, right before school starts, the back to school night and the family transition nights will be held. All right, and then September and October, the planning committee will plan the family literacy and math night. And then in November, both of those events will take place. And then through September through January, the planning committee will plan the family cultural night. And in February, that event will take place. The obstacles that we will face, we're going to have to overcome these obstacles. Why do teachers avoid family engagement? Many teachers avoid family engagement because they believe that engaging with families is unnecessary to educate children. They don't have the time. They have a lot of responsibilities that keep them from having time to engage with our families. They distrust parents' motives and actions. They may have a negative view of parents' lifestyles and how they're raising their children. And then some teachers may just have preconceptions of students' cultural traits. Why do our families avoid engaging in their children's education? They also have a lack of time. They're working to provide their families with the basic needs. They may have negative school experiences from their past, or they've had negative experiences with their children's teachers. They may have the inability to access our school, and that is true because our administration is only there for maybe 2 times out of the week. So it's very difficult to access the school, and that may prevent them from engaging. The inability to understand the language of the school. If our family's home language is another language besides English, they're going to have difficulty understanding what is going on with their child's education. They may also be suffering from financial issues, living in poverty, and just a lack of health insurance. So that makes it difficult to really engage when you're trying to just provide the basic needs for your family. All right, my personal benefits from completing this. I previously thought that family engagement was just inviting families to the school to eat with their child, or inviting them to see their child sing in a performance or act in a performance. But now I have learned that it is more so of a collaboration, and that you need to work with families to figure out what do they need, what are they concerned about, and to help them help their children succeed, help them get those resources, because overall we want our students to develop socially, emotionally, physically, and academically. And here are my references. Thank you so much for listening to this